All right, welcome back to another episode of the Pin High Podcast presented by Pin High Media. This week, we're going to talk about the John Deere and JT Poston's win there. More importantly, what's going on over on the LIV Tour with Brandon Grace's win and, the whole fiasco over there. And we're also going to preview the Scottish Open this week. So let's get into it.
This is Jordan Spieth here, and
this is the Pin High Podcast.
All right, so let's get inside the ropes to start the week. Do we want to start with the John Deere or LIV?
Let's
get the John Deere out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about the
John Deere out of the way. Okay.
Not much about it.
JT Poston kind of had it from. I mean, obviously he was a wire-to-wire winner, but he kind of just he had that thing locked up the whole entire way. He's never faltered.
Yeah, there was not really a moment in the tournament where it looked like he was gonna fall apart at all. It just kind of played steady golf the entire way through. The last round did what most guys do, holding on to a lead in the last round, just kind of played even par golf most of the way through, a couple birdies here and there, but nothing too exciting really going on in the last round.
But it didn't, he didn't blow up and go 2 over, and then all of a sudden everybody's back in it. So it's good for him, because that's somebody with one PGA Tour win prior to this that you'd think might do that.
I mean, whatever. The final score was 21 under, and he was only 2 under in the final round. He had a pretty good 3 days in front of that.
Well, he shot 62 in round 1, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He went out there, like you said, wire to wire, feeling it all week. Not much else you can really. I didn't watch much of it personally, but not much else you can say about it. Christian Bezadenhout went 66 in the weekend and lost, so it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
True. I mean, I guess JT Poston gets into the Open this week, so good for him for that.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about the whole Open qualifying.
Yeah, something
stuff.
The top
it's weird.
5 was it that weren't in?
Yeah, but it's only select tournaments, and the Scottish Open this coming week. It doesn't that has nothing to do with.
I mean, whatever. Most of the guys
you're not going to get into the British Open.
Most of the guys playing in the Scottish Open this week are playing as prep for the Open. So they're just
they are
links golf. So they're already in.
Yeah, gonna be a very good field this week. After just about the worst field we've probably seen since this podcast started.
I saw the strength of field. It's the three majors and the players are obviously huge strength of field, but then it's RIV and then this. This is the 6th highest strength of field this year so far.
Yeah, again, it's a big for prep. I mean, now that it's a joint PGA Tour, DP World Tour kind of joint event, you could get points for the FedEx Cup playoffs, I think, in this. More guys and more.
They should have done that a long time ago.
They should have done that a long time ago, because guys have always gone over to play this event, because it's always been get used to the links golf, play the event. I mean, there was another thing going on.
It's only been the big names, because they know they're going to be inside the top 30 in the FedEx Cup anyway. So they're just going to go over there and prep for the Open and make it work somehow.
I mean, whatever. Another thing that was going on this week overseas, the JP McManus Pro-Am. Tiger was playing in that. Xander Schauffele won that event, so I think technically he's won.
Was it just a 1 day?
2 day.
It was 2 days.
Two-day event. Okay. Tiger was there. Xander Schauffele, JT, Jordan Spieth. Rory was there.
Jordan got DQ'd.
I saw that too. I couldn't find out why.
I never looked it up why.
I saw a Twitter post from Spieth Tracker. It said he just got DQ'd. How? It's gotta be hard to do from a Pro-Am. How much did he get paid?
It's gotta be pretty tough.
Did Xander get paid a lot of money for winning?
I can't imagine.
I don't know. They had to get paid to show up, I'm sure, because all the top Tiger Woods was there. Tiger Woods doesn't go there for anything,
Well, he was using that as prep because he didn't want to play a 4-day tournament right before.
Yeah, it actually was the perfect kind of tournament for Tiger to play in, a Pro-Am, and then Also, the Ryder Cup's going to be there in like 6 years, 4 years.
Jordan Spieth
Like that, 5 years.
picked up a putt, so that's why he got that's why he got.
Oh, he just didn't finish out.
That's the most. Actually, we probably should have expected that from a pro am.
And
That's
just like in a pro am.
On the way you could DQ, just something like that happening.
Awesome.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but I mean, Xander Schauffele, like you have all these big names, and Xander Schauffele won the pro am, the pro version of the pro am, and like he won his last PGA Tour start as well. I mean, you gonna pick him for the Open?
I will be.
Scottish Open, maybe.
That'd be pretty fun.
He's playing. I mean, yeah, I feel like Adari is like almost like a U.S. kind of course, though. It's not a true links course. It's not a links course at all, actually.
Xander doesn't really like push the needle or move the needle, or you want to say, when he wins. But it is fun when Xander's in it down the stretch, just because it's another name out there on the leaderboard.
Yeah, I like to see Xander down the stretch for sure. Not sure if I always want to see him win, but
I like to see him like chasing.
He's
good when he's chasing.
He's great when he's chasing. I mean, he's due for a major. He's due for a major.
It'll happen eventually.
It will.
Yeah, so
he's too good not to win one.
Before we get into like major talk, I feel like we should talk about the LIV Golf, right?
Yes,
we should.
It's okay. It's still got some work to do in terms of like, I mean, the fields are only going to get better, and I think the broadcast is pretty good.
Well, except
like, the fields are going to get better.
The propaganda on the broadcast is hilarious.
The propaganda and the announcers, I feel like, have zero golf knowledge at all.
It's just
like,
it's just so funny.
No, they do. It's
when
just
Jerry Foltz is saying like, "Oh, the players are
dramatic.
Smiling from ear to ear. They're get all the all of this, all of that. Like the crowd is buzzing. You know, all that. It's like the propaganda
was buzzing though.
Well, the crowd's the Ryder Cup crowd, clearly.
Yeah, Ryder Cup crowd, according to Taylor Gooch.
Yeah,
never played in the Ryder
Cup.
That was
bad.
Say what you will about LIV Golf. Taylor Gooch has just made himself out to be an absolute clown show. The past
it was funny too, because when he said
probably
it,
knows it too.
Yeah, when he said it, Patrick
Reed
and DJ were like right next to him, there. And they like have played in Ryder Cups, and they were just like smiling, like he really just said that.
What the hell is this guy talking about?
Yeah, it's like you said, the propaganda. I mean, what I meant by like the golf, like every time, like I watched for very, very briefly, like only like probably like 5-10 minutes, and someone won the bunker like twice. There were 2 times someone won the bunker, and both times like they're like, oh, that's impossible. And then they felt like they just assumed like they weren't going to go up and down. They almost like make the shot like next. Like it's just, I don't know. I felt like there was just not a whole lot of I mean, and it is these guys like lower ranked amateurs too and everything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I watched it on. I watched a lot of it on Friday,
but
and I tweeted out on the main account that like the big names like kind of made the leaderboard play well, almost like it almost like it was more interesting that you had Brooks Koepka near the top of the leaderboard. Carlos Ortiz was pretty much leading most of the way. DJ was up near the top of the leaderboard on Friday. Like it was just a little more interesting when you had like players that you know near the top of the leaderboard kind of fighting it out.
It is, but it's still like it doesn't like to me. I don't even want to watch. I don't even care about watching it because it doesn't mean anything at all. Like
yeah, I kind of disagree.
Does not mean anything.
I mean, I agree that like obviously it doesn't mean anything, but like to you, it's kind of like a contradictory statement because like you don't care about the John Deere and that was going on. That's been going on for forever.
No, but that means that no, I agree. I didn't watch. I watched like 5-10 minutes of the John Deere and watched 5-10 minutes of LIV, and that's like people can do it. They can watch whatever they want, but like it's like the attitude of the players in the LIV versus the attitude of the players in the John Deere. It's like even with the drastically different fields, is the John Deere you can tell means so much more just because there is like can get into the British Open. You get like you're getting like people are trying to take advantage of lesser known fields to get their tour cards. Like the season's about to end soon, and the LIV, it's like they're like I'm sure they're like they don't care as much. Like Pat Perez shot an 80 and made 900K. Like it doesn't.
I was about to
do
that.
think
Doesn't
though,
matter.
I do think though that LIV is gonna build something like kind of organic from it being so inorganic, because you have this, for instance, the guy who's like the second best amateur golfer who's coming from Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
gonna have a ton of hymns, and while obviously it's not going to happen overnight, but he's going to play well at at majors, maybe if he can qualify. He's gonna
I don't know how you qualify.
in a certain amount of time
he's gonna start playing well at LIV golf
points.
events, and it means more to him, obviously, than a Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
And it's going to start getting like national attention, and eventually it's just going to be a lot of those guys and the DJs and the Pat Perez's and the Taylor Gooch's, or Taylor Gooch, maybe not the best example, are kind of going to be phased out of that.
Yeah, like I can see a world where a guy like Pat Perez, like he got brought over here because like he's a name that most people know, but he could kind of get pushed out of this format like pretty quickly too. Like if you sign like 10 more players of like big name, like all of a sudden Pat Perez is near the bottom of your list and he could get pushed out pretty quick. So
I wouldn't say that quickly.
That'd be so funny.
I don't think Pat Perez would be out for a while.
No,
but I think that's the end goal there, is to push guys.
Yes,
it is. It definitely is.
I mean, it's still missing something, right? Like I just like when you watch it, when they tee off the ball, like in the end, it's still golf. I mean, like the team play doesn't really like do it for me. Like I'm not really paying attention to that as much. Maybe because like there's like a little fluidness with the teams, I guess, because like we had like completely different teams almost the last couple weeks. If you have like the same
like that part
every week and it's like a season thing, like again, I keep bringing it back to F1 because they're kind of copying it. If it's like a full season thing, like I can see the team thing gaining a little more steam, but like right now it just is missing something. You watch it and you're like, we're missing something here. I don't know exactly what it is, but maybe they'll figure it out.
There's nothing to play for.
There are a lot of things though that I saw from it that were intriguing, and I think the PGA Tour can learn from.
I agree.
Like like you said, like the team aspect is really cool. But it's not going to happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. It's going to like take a while for this to catch on, but I think it will. I think it like early on has the signs of something that's like not going anywhere. And I think the PGA Tour might have to realize that if they, want to, not get all these guys stolen from them.
Right. I mean, whatever. Brandon Grace doubled his career earnings, I think, in just one event. So.
He's made $6 million plus in 2 events.
Yes.
Like that is crazy. And I agree with you. The team play is a lot of fun. Like if only there was just continuity with it, like not like the weird redrafting. Like if they want to have teams, like it makes more sense to have like, oh, I can ride for this team and like have like they can make it so much cooler and more interesting than it already is. And like they might very well could do that, or might be doing that, might be in the process of doing that. But like to me, that's the only really thing that would keep me interested in it, just the team play. And the leaderboard is interesting, and it's definitely a better product overall. Like no commercials at all, which is nice compared to the PGA Tour. There's just every five seconds it feels like there's a commercial, and
I mean they got to do that.
They have to, of course. And like obviously no one's really going to sponsor a Saudi run golf tournament or golf.
I wonder what the end goal is there, because I wonder, like, obviously we're talking about all these teams. Like, you could easily sponsor like team. Like, you could have like the Red Bull, like fireballs or something. Like
100%.
It could like you could totally have a bunch of sponsored team. Like again, I keep bringing it back to F1, but like their teams are all sponsored.
PGA Tour should do that.
Like they could totally have sponsored.
The PGA Tour should just like. PGA Tour should take that idea, like get sponsors for teams, like maybe that lowers the commercial load, and It's like it makes it for a better viewing experience, and the players would get more money from the bonuses from the teams, and it's a year-long thing too. Maybe like that could really change things. But it's like, again, we've only seen 2 events of it, so we're not really sure where it's going to go from here.
Right. Because like in the end, it's still an individual sport, and like that's what people
is.
care about the most. But like you could easily bring like teams into the PGA Tour, and it wouldn't really mean that much to like
Easily.
it wouldn't change too much. It would just like you just be
I
putting
would
guys
take
together
these
in a way.
teams.
Yeah.
I would take
They can
these
make more
teams
money.
10 times more than the Zurich.
And
Like,
if
get rid
somebody
of the
has
Zurich and
if
keep
somebody
these
has a
teams.
bad week on a team, like you could kind of get picked up by the rest of your team almost and still make a little money, especially if this is what you're doing for your livelihood and you're not like 100% in, you know?
Unless you're Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, just a couple other things on the Live Tour. Paul Casey is the next name to go over, which kind of makes sense. All of his buddies
doesn't
there.
surprise me at all.
Paul Casey just kind of like ever since that back thing happened where he just kept withdrawing from tournaments. So alternate couldn't get in.
I've heard
Obviously,
he's not the best like guy. Like he kind of puts on an act when he gets like to interviews, make it seem like he's like so nice and genuine and everything like that. I've heard he's just kind of like just an asshole.
Whatever, it makes sense for him. He's in his 40s. I mean, Lee Westwood's already over there. Ian Poulter's over there. Like all the guys he plays with.
So by the way,
Cup is over there.
I think I could be a LIV Golf handicapper.
Are you 2 for 2?
First tournament, I picked Charles Schwartzel to win. And I picked Charles Schwartzel over Ian Poulter. Both of those hit. This week I picked Abe Answer. He didn't win. But I picked what's his name? I picked Charles Schwartzel over Ian Poulter again. And I won again.
I mean, speaking of
basically just pick on Ian Poulter, Phil or Pat Perez.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Pretty good.
I mean, speaking of Ian Poulter, I don't know if you guys saw this. He like put in a court case against the PGA/DP World Tour to play in the Scottish Open, and he won along with a couple other players. So like he's going to be playing in the Scottish Open.
Yeah, I did see that.
Week, and he was playing on LIV. So I don't know. It's just, I mean, if he could win, if he could get playing on the Scottish Open, like other guys could do the same thing and start playing in like PGA Tour events. Like why not?
It has something to do with the DP World Tour, though, not the PGA Tour. So I don't think you can get onto a PGA Tour only.
I mean, whatever. If you could play in DP World Tour events and you could play in LIV Golf, like that's enticing because you could get your world ranking points on the DP World Tour, and then you could get your money in LIV Golf. So
yeah, that's true.
It's crazy how fluid everything is in this. Like people, it's like it seems like someone new wants to be new every week or going. There's a new development with where they can play, where they can't play. Like I've heard so many things about like I heard the one thing last week about like they are gonna be able to play and live on the DP World Tour, and now they're like, no, of course they're not. And it's crazy. All of it is it's something new every week, and it's so hard to keep up with, let alone talk about. Because like we're talking about this today on Tuesday, and like I bet by tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday, after we release the podcast, like something new comes out, or it's hard to keep up with for sure.
I mean, we knew this was coming, but like I don't know, it just comes it's come so much quicker than I thought. Like we've all these big names over there already. Like I didn't really foresee it to be like this. I thought it was going to kind of die down a little bit.
I'm sure you guys are the same way, but in like pretty much any room I'm in, I'm just like resident golf guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Except for at work because everyone's resident golf guy.
Yeah.
But like, you know, in a family setting or like with friends or you know, whatever. But like at a barbecue this weekend, I was getting pestered for my LIV takes. And I was like, the best way to put it is that like competition's good for the PGA Tour long term, but like right now it just kind of sucks.
That's exactly what I've been saying.
All these guys poached from them and they're not playing right now. But like long term, either the PGA Tour is going to get better with like, you know, how they treat their players, and not that they treat their players bad, but like, you know, the format of the tour, or LIV Golf's going to become not a part of the PGA Tour, but there's going to be some sort of relationship there, and that's going to be really good. So honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I think if PGA Tour and LIV Tour were together somehow, it would be.
If they could make something work like that, it could be awesome. But
I don't think they will, though.
I don't know. No, I don't really see them doing that. But I think the PGA Tour merging with Euro DP, Dude Perfect World Tour in the same sense, that's definitely a step in the right direction. And like you said, competition is good, and long term this could make it so golf is better to watch than ever. But short term, like you say, it's like I don't have any interest of watching, because like the tours are like diluting the tours. Like right now it's making golf worse for us as viewers.
Yeah, I mean, speaking on the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour merging, we have the Scottish Open this week, which is a joint event. So
we do.
We should probably segue into that, I feel like.
Sure.
So I guess with that, we should get into skins.
Yeah. So what is the course called this week?
Renaissance.
Renaissance
Club.
Correct.
Yeah, they played it there the last couple of years, I believe. Minwoo Lee won last year. I think somebody else up and coming won it the year before. This is a big tournament for guys.
Trend we're gonna follow.
Yeah, it's a trend that I'm gonna follow.
A couple years ago, didn't he?
It's a trend that I'm gonna follow. Let me see. Let me find the previous.
Someone up and coming winning. Well, the field's
so Minwoo Lee won last year. Aaron Rai won the year before. And then the year
Aaron
before
Rai
that,
won?
Bernd Wiesberger won in 2019. Those are the last 3 years it's been at Renaissance. 2018 it was at Galton, where I played there the week before the Scottish Open. So fun fact. But yeah, I mean, we have a loaded field this week.
I think I have my pick.
I wonder if your pick's gonna be the same as mine. But
Is it?
I don't know. We'll see. But the field is loaded this week. You have Scotty Scheffler, John Rahm, Justin Thomas, Sandra Schauffele, Matt Fitzpatrick, Will Zalatoris, Patrick Cantlay. Like, it's just, you have all the top players in the world pretty much playing in the event this week. Besides the LIV Tour players, minus Ian Poulter and a few others. I mean, this is like, what did you say? Trev, you said this was like the third or fourth best field this year?
The sixth best field. I guess the third best field in a non-major this year.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Kind of crazy. I mean, whatever. They all go over there to prep for the Open, which I'm really excited about the Open next week. But that's kind of looking ahead. But
you want to say our pick at the exact same time?
Yeah, sure.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Rasmus
Pereira. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Different picks.
That worked out great.
We're on the same age bracket, but yeah, I have Mito Prayer 75-1. Like I said, an up and comer kind of wins this event. He was knocking on the door at a major.
On him. That's really good.
Yeah, was knocking on the door at a major this year. Really good in strokes gained, approach and off the tee. It's just like, I don't know. I feel it. I feel like he's a type of guy that could win at this golf course. Now, the field hasn't been that loaded in the past compared to this year, but he still had a good field last year. I think, if I remember correctly, I think Colin Morikawa played last year, the week before, and I don't even think he played that well. And then
Rory does every year, basically. Like they have some guys, whatever, but now everyone's coming over just because it's the co-sanctioned event, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my pick this week, Mito Prayer. I just see an up and comer winning this tournament for some reason.
I had the same thing with Rasmus Højgaard, 140-1. They have double the odds. I think both of those are really good picks, though. But he's also just a young and up and comer that has experience, overseas in Europe. So that's what I'm going with.
I'm also going to go with the European, but I'll go with the more high profile one, Victor Hovland. 34-1.
He's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, haven't heard his name in a while.
I feel like we haven't heard his name in a while. I feel like this is a week where he kind of could come out of the shadows,
and
then he'll be a very, very hot pick for the Open next week.
I had a dream this week, I think 2 nights ago, that I was caddying for Victor Hovland. So is that kind of a
Is that a
sign?
sign?
Might be a
I think
sign.
it
Might have to
is.
put some
I
some
think it
money on
is.
that. It's just this
I
is an
already
Thirty-four to
event
joke.
one.
outside
And then
event
I
outside the US for Victor Hovland. I mean, he hasn't been. There's been a lot of US events lately, so outside the US, Puerto Rico curse, Victor Hovland is probably a
Yeah.
pretty.
So he's perfect for him. He can win. He's allowed to win.
do we want to get inside the clubhouse to discuss my dream more?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Okay, so it started out, I'm pretty sure we were at the Travelers, and I was just caddy for the week because caddy was somewhere else, and I completely fixed his line without him knowing. And right as he was about to hit it, he was like, "Do you change this?" I was like, well, "Yeah, yours was way off." And then he changed it back, and he missed it, and I was right. And he was like, "Okay." And then all of a sudden, I was caddying for some woman.
Okay.
Who can I can only assume was an LPGA Tour pro, but I don't know who it was.
That dream is a little off the rails.
It's a great dream.
Melatonin is a crazy drug.
That's all you remember,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
That's
my
it.
gosh.
That is about all I can remember. Yeah.
You're gonna see on Sunday, whenever the next LPGA event is, you're gonna see that woman winning a tournament too, along with Victor Hovland the same day.
You know
Pretty
what?
incredible.
If I could knock down whoever the girl was, then I would also throw down a wager on her to win this week. So Victor Hovland's win this week. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I like
Love
it.
hearing that.
Now, I mean, we have the Open coming up next week. I'm pretty excited about that. So is Tiger.
Very
Anyway, Tiger went on the record this week saying he's very excited for the Open. So
St. Andrews for the 150th.
Yeah, that's
I feel like it's not getting enough. Like I feel like we're us as more than casual golf fans, like pretty like we keep up with golf a lot. Like we're pretty excited for it. But even then, I feel like people should be a lot more excited for this.
You got to get on YouTube, like European, like Rick Shields, and like a bunch of European YouTubers doing this whole thing on the Open YouTube channel. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. Pretty cool. They did one yesterday where I think they were hitting balls off the top of the road hole hotel, like the St. Andrews Hotel.
That's cool.
I saw that.
To a green. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, they're doing like a bunch of challenges like that, like as the week goes on. So that's pretty cool.
You know who also I want to talk about? Speaking of influencers, country club adjacent.
The question.
Oh, those questions. Great questions.
Why is my father's love conditional?
Yeah.
Great one.
DJ was flustered.
Carlos Ortiz, what does it feel like to be set for life? What else?
Great. I saw there were a couple other ones. I don't remember what they were though.
Yeah, those guys are
great
hilarious.
questions. I never heard of them before, and I heard those questions,
big,
and then you sent them to me. Yeah, they seem pretty big. They're pretty.
For that first question, DJ looked at like what did I just sign myself up for? Like why am I
Brendan Craig?
Yeah. But I just wanted to shout them out because that was actually so funny. But other than that, is there anything else we want to get into?
Not really. We talked about a lot.
Last second Barbasol pick.
Last second Barbasol pick. Now I gotta pull it up.
Last second Barbasol pick. You got your leader, or your odds-on favorite, Kevin Streelman.
Cheers.
Ryder. Give me Michael Thompson, 65-1.
Give me Grayson Stig.
Is he the guy who broke the club at the country club and also threw his putter?
No, that's Grayson Murray.
Oh, Grayson Murray. Okay, gotcha.
Actually,
Grayson Murray is the one who had beef with Kevin Na.
Give me Austin Smotherman.
I mean, Kramer Hickok is also a pretty good shout.
I will go Hurley Long. Why not? Plus 6,000.
Okay. Who is that? I have no clue.
Never heard him before. Also looked at David Wingworth, the guy. David Lindmer. This is a week that like Jim Herman wins out of nowhere. Like, I just won it before.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised by that. Grayson Murray, Kevin Chappell.
So next
Some
week's US
names.
Open, or not US Open,
UK
British Open week.
The Open.
Well, people have been saying in recent years that you can call it the British Open, but it's the Open Championship week, whatever. We can get into that whole debate next week.
Yeah.
So
like
yeah,
every
latest guys open
actually
this
a good
week.
debate.